Hey, you're watching In the Green Room, and we're headed to the CBN studios with Russell Swan from Survivor Season 19. Hey, Russell, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man? Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thanks for letting me ride with you over to the studio.
Oh, not a problem. Glad you could be here.
Yeah. All right, well, check this out. So, first question is this. What was your process for getting on Survivor?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can get on Survivor. Some people are recruited because they look good and they're hot and all that kind of stuff. I look good and I'm hot, but but that's not how I got on. I actually applied, and I actually applied 8 different times over 10 years to get on the show. Yep.
All right, so what's the process exactly?
So basically, what happens is you make a videotape, and there's an application. You do a 3-minute video. You take the application, put it in an envelope, mail it to LA. It goes into the magic machinery, and they grind it, and then eventually, you either get a call or you don't.
How do you prepare for something like that? Can you watch the show? I mean, they're eating worms, all kinds of crazy challenges. I mean, like mentally and physically, how do you prepare?
Physically, it's kind of easy from the standpoint of, you do the cardio, hit the weight room, maybe a personal trainer. Mentally, there's no way to prepare for it. I mean, it's just what you see on TV is just so different than what actually happens out there. So you try to prepare yourself for being away from home and all that kind of stuff, but it's difficult.
Right. Now, I know with reality TV, I mean, there's different types of cuts and edits, to kind of tell the story in a certain amount of time.
Right.
Now, was there anything on the show that wasn't seen that you wish, we probably could have seen?
I really wish we could have seen a little bit more of the natural beauty of the area. I mean, Samoa, the South Pacific, was absolutely gorgeous. And so a lot of times the focus, of course, is on us because, that we are what make the story. But the area, the natural environment was just so awesome. Just sometimes we were just out there and just the fish, and as we were swimming, it would have been nice to have caught some of those underwater shots of the coral and all of that kind of stuff so people could just get a real flavor and a real sense of like just how beautiful that place is.
Wow. So now, since being on the show, do you find it difficult to get acclimated back into everyday life after having having to live in those crazy survival life?
You know what? It did. There was this really weird adjustment period where I was almost like feral. I mean, if that makes sense. It was like I was so used to like being on the ground and being dirty. So like somebody would drop something on the ground here, I'd pick it up and eat it because and I didn't need a 3-second rule. What I mean? Because I'm hungry. So anything it can hit the dirt out there, you're hungry, so you don't care. But out here, you had to realize that there is things like being sanitary, washing your hands, and all that kind of stuff. The other thing was it's noisy here. Out there, the only noises you had were the ocean and each other's voices. Here you have planes and cars and stuff, so it was almost like a post-traumatic stress situation where it's like noises were like just so poignant, and that was weird. I mean, I couldn't sleep. I was sleeping at all these weird hours, and since I had lost so much weight, all my clothes were falling off of me. So it was a definite adjustment.
Now we're almost to the studios. How does your faith play a part in being in Survivor?
Well, I know that, my faith in God was the reason why I actually got on the show. I mean, the last time I applied, I was actually going to give up. I had prayed and I asked God, look, I need your help here. And, He blessed me with, being on the show. But, of course, I had my plans. He had his own plans in terms of what this was going to mean in its totality. And I'll be talking more about that on the show. But it's been a blessing. And the fact that I got to do it was a huge, huge blessing.
All right, great. All right, Russell, have a great show.
All right, thank you very much.
Russell Swan, Kinchlow, you're watching In the Green Room.